Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today. And remember, if you don't get one, you're going to chase one.
Good Monday evening, race fans. Welcome to the Digital Sim Sports Network, the Dirt Racing Network, and live coverage of the Digital Sim Racing League, Monday Night Thunder, King's Roadhouse Truck Series presented by Midwest Barbecue Equipment, Phoenix, Arizona, right outside, actually. Phoenix International Raceway, the scene of round number 3 here for the drivers, and we've got some quickies in here tonight. 26.844 is very quick, and Galen Gidman is right on top of Garrett Boyd there with that 844. Brandon Combs, newcomer, rookie, the 228 truck. Just a tiny bit off of them, and then a guy that if you watch the shows, you're familiar with the name, Seth Wansing in the 5 truck, is just a little bigger tick behind the boys. And Brandon Mackey is right on top of him. 27 seconds, you get 6th place, Grant Stephen, another rookie in the series, before we hit that 27-second bracket. That is the 6th quickest truck in the room at the moment. Somebody dropped. Mr. J. Schaff is who dropped in here with a little bit of a late appearance. So we'll look at what says 14 on the pylon, but he's got the number 3 on the side of the truck. And I mentioned the 5 truck. He's running right there beside Old Tiny Dancer. Then he got a little loose. Got a little loose coming off of turn 3 right there. 204. The old Hams Bear. Secure Lift Boat Lift Restraint Systems truck of Ryan Campbell in here as well. And he's being trailed. I think that's a 6 truck of Greg Smith. That was, yeah, it was right behind him. And there's Mr. Michael Everett, the 8. Hello, Jane. Jane joining us via the Twitch. Guys, I don't care where you're at. Say hi in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. If you got a favorite driver, make sure you shout them out. If it's your first time with us and you're on Facebook, like, share, and follow. Say hi. If you're on YouTube, Twitch, or Trovo, say hello. But hit the subscribe button while you're doing it. Mr. Bill. There's G Squared. Mr. Galen Goodman. Garrett Boyd is out here as well. There's Garrett. And our buddy Brandon Mackey trying to bring the 99 truck out. I don't know what he's doing. There's Adam Vinny. We saw Greg Smith a few seconds ago. He's back. Mr. Moody, all the way from Florida. Did you catch any more fish today? Kind of jealous of that, just a little. Not too much, just a little bit. And there's Amanda Mackey. So everybody checking in from all of the platforms. Wow. Well, that's too bad. I feel like you should have. YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, they're all in here. Everybody saying hello. I don't know where Mr. Forstner is at, but he's still in Wisconsin, I think. Shout out real quick, Mark over at King's Roadhouse. And Mark at Midwest Barbecue Equipment. Aaron and Mary at Secure Lift. Oh, Jersey and Justin at Beef O'Brady's. Phil, True Southern Florida Living. Steve at Edmund Trophy. Old Tiny Dancer himself, Scotty King at Scott King Designs. Ooh, Ryan Campbell, loose out of 3. Man, did he swat the fence right there, too. Father Time in the house as well tonight. Cruising around in the 43 truck. He's not sure where he's going, but he's going to get there quick. He forgot from the time he left the house where he was headed. Probably didn't remember to take his Geritol or bring his Depends with him either. I'm not sure. I only got a moment to go mess with him. It's Adam's birthday, so I dropped in channel to say hi. Harass him a little bit for birthday. Just a couple of minutes and we'll be ready for qualifying. 90 laps for these guys tonight. If you're a regular follower, you know they get a 50% fuel load and they get the tires that they qualify on to start the race and one more set of 4 Goodyear Eagles for the rest of the night. So you're going to see a lot of different pit strategies, a lot of different tire strategies. You'll see some guys that you think should be at the front that are saving a little bit of tire. You'll see some guys that just go all in and go after it. And there's old Captain Spaulding. Mr. Kevin. Man, those trucks bounce hard when they get down there on that flat, cutting that dog leg off. Always a good time at DSRL. Several new faces. Combs is a new face. Steven. Luster. And an occasional rare appearance from Mr. Moffat there. Check in on our fill-in admin for the evening. He's going to help out old Scotty King. We're getting down to it. It's about qualifying time. Boys are clear of the track. It was about 1 second between first and 17th. So and some of those are qualifying times. We'll see some of those guys come back out here, run qualifying laps, and they'll be really close to those 26.8s and 26.9s again. So let's see who's going to be first. It looks like a new driver, the 85 of Quincy Luster. Now here they all come. Everybody's starting to roll out now. It's the 94 of Gidman, 27 of Brock Bigelow in one of our house trucks. He's got that King's Roadhouse truck going. There's Seth Wansing. Let's see, who's going to be the first one around and across? It looks to me like Bigelow is going to be the first. Actually, Greg Smith looks like he might be the first. He's already down here in turn 3. In the shade, a lot of grip in this corner right now. Slippity slip. Whew, and he took right with it and rolled it straight through. 27.549 quickest. And then Wansing, 26.956. Throws down the gauntlet. Gidman was off a little bit. Did not get a qualifying time on his first lap. He's going to have to bank on lap 2. Brandon Mackey, 26.931, goes to the top of the board. So the 99 truck, one and done. He says, if you're going to beat me, you're going to run 2. Kevin Spalding, 26.942. Gidman to the top of the board, 26.728, smoking lap right there. That is smoking this place. 26.73 basically. Wow, that is 0.2 of a second faster than Mackey on his one and done. And now here comes Boyd. He is going to put his first lap down. Actually, that was his get up to speed lap. Now this is his first lap. Big cut across the dog leg. He's got to get this thing into turn 2. He likes that way outside wide entry. Cuts it down. Reed Rundle, 5th quick. About a 1/4 second off of. So right at the 28-second mark. The first time by Garrett Boyd, 3rd quick, and Boyd 0.2 off. It's a 9:31 for him, 26.931, 3rd quick at a 9:31. He'll put both laps down. Adam Vinny, 0.2 off on his first lap. We'll watch the end of this, and then we'll go catch up to Vinny. He'll already be down in turn 3 when we flip the camera around. But across the line, and Boyd does not improve. We'll see if Vinny improves on his second lap. Second time across the line. Shuts it down, and he did not pick up. In fact, he slowed down just a tad. Second quick, though, at a 9.29 for Adam Vinny. 9.30 for Brandon Mackey. But Galen Gidman, 26.728 seconds. Screaming lap for that driver. I don't know how long we've got. Galen Gidman, you got a copy?
Hey, Roger.
All right, man, 26.72. No one was even near that in the practice session. A little snake in the weeds, huh?
I was just telling Kevin I found something the very last lap of practice that was worth a little over a tenth, and figured it out right at the last second. So, yeah, that's a really pleased with that lap, but didn't matter if we can't race well.
Well, going to be up on the front of this thing, and that has not been the case every week. So that keeps you sometimes out of the muck. What do you think the chances tonight are of bringing home the 94 with a win?
I think we got as good a chance as anyone, but I think there's some guys I saw in practice, Wansing in particular, that has really dialed in his long run and his strategy, and he's so good with that. So it'll just all be about execution.
All right, man. Well, 90 laps. You're going to get ready to grid out. I'm going to let you go. Thanks for chatting with us. Hopefully we get to talk to you again here in a little bit.
Thanks, man. Enjoy.
That's the driver of the 94, Galen Gidman. He will be starting on the pole. And you'll have newcomer Brandon Combs. Wow, when did Combs sneak up there and bump Vinny? I didn't even see that happen. Wow, Brandon Combs. Just about a tenth off at an 8.28 for him. He'll start on the outside of that front row, so we'll see. Can the rookie best the vet? We'll see. Adam Vinny will be going to the back, top 5 in points. He's the 64, scheduled to start inside row number 2. Next to the 99 of Brandon Mackey. Garrett Boyd in the 21 and Kevin Spaulding in the 25 in row number 3. Seth Wansing, another to the back driver. And I think Boyd is a to the back driver as well. But the 5 truck inside row number 4 next to the 43 of Reed Rundle. Brock Bigelow in the 27 and Grant Stephen, new driver, another rookie, in the 26. They're scheduled in row 5. Then Tiny Dancer, the 18 of Scott King, next to Greg Smith in the 6. Jay Schaff, the 3, and Mike Moffitt, the 41, in row 7. Quincy Lester, the other rookie in the series tonight, in the 85, row 8 to the inside, next to the 204 of Ryan Campbell. And then Outback Jack for round number 3 will be the 8 truck, Michael Everett. He will start P17 tonight. 90 times around. Sun's starting to go down. The light's starting to come up. Always love a good transition race. There goes the 6 of Greg Smith. He is going to be relegating to the back with Vinny. With, I'm sorry. Got a little sideways there. Oh, I see. I see what we missed. Okay. No problem. Wansing is back there. Smith is back there. Vinny is back there. Bigelow is back there. So, 4 of our 5 going to the back, but it's going to be Gidman and Combs, and the pace car is out of the way. We are ready to go green flag racing. You know, that explains a lot. Green flag in the air, and we're underway. Out of turn number 2 for the first time. A little wiggly trucks here and there. It's going to be packed up. That's Michael Everett. Woo, the 41 truck of Mike Moffitt, and we're going to catch a caution. What are we going to catch a caution for? Well, let's go back and let's watch Jay Schaff real quick here, folks. 3 truck, about 4th right here. Truck just breaks free with him. Cold tires. He is not going to, I thought he wasn't going to hit anything. He got the inside wall a little bit. We'll see what that does to that 3 truck. No fast repairs in this series. So he'll take it in. We'll try to keep an eye on him. Lap 1, caution 1. So we'll see what he does here in the pits. Yeah, a lot of damage on that truck, especially on the nose. Caved in pretty good. That could cause some overheating problems. Definitely will lose a little straightaway speed, especially down that back stretch, because he will be pushing a little bit of a snowplow. As you can see, the center. They got that to push down a little bit. Still all scuffed and scratched up, but they got that splitter to go down. That will help seal the truck off a little bit. That gives you some front end grip going in there. Hello, Deb. You still don't have an SSD, Mr. Lawrence? Hello, Randy Brunner. Welcome to the show, my man. Are you on lunch, Mr. Brunner? I know you were working nights for the longest time. Behind the pace truck, Gidman, Combs, Boyd, Mackey, Rundle, Stephen, King, Wansing, Everett, Moffitt, Luster, Campbell, Bigelow, Vinny, Smith, Spalding. Jay Schaff still in the pit. He's rolling out now. He'll be 1 lap down. We catch another caution, and it's not him. He will be able to get the wave around. Looks like they fixed that nose up pretty good. So he'll catch the back of the field. He'll restart back there. We've doubled up. We're getting ready to go green the next time we come out of turn number 3. See if we can start getting a little bit of a rhythm to this thing. Talked to Galen Gidman after his amazing qualifying effort. We had Brandon Mackey in final practice last night, and he was very comfortable with where the truck was at. Thought he could do some stuff on the long run, so we're going to see. We watched him last Wednesday night over at Midwest Truck Series in the closing laps pick up a win after he spun on lap 1, went all the way to the back of the field and had to fight his way back over the next 99 laps to finally pick up the win. So we'll see what he can do. A lot of fast trucks going to be coming from the back, but the green flag is back in the air. Little checkup on the inside line. They're going to fan out across the dog leg. They'll be side by side for second. That's Combs and Boyd. The high side will have a little momentum. Combs is able to really get the throttle down. I saw Mackey brush the fence. He's got Rundle on the inside. These two had a moment that ended up being a case of mistaken identity last Wednesday night, and we're going to have caution once again. The 27 truck of Brock Bigelow. He is going to have some kind of a problem here. Oh. Adam Vinny. Got a little bump from behind, and that starts a big chain reaction. Let's go watch that again. Let's go watch it from Adam Vinny's chase cam. Oh, Greg Smith. Spalding into the pits. He's going to have a little bit of right side damage. I don't think it's too bad. Oh, he's got a little left front damage from a contact. They sent him up there, so we'll see if they can pull that out real quick. And get him right back out here. Vinny Smith. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. I had to shift. My chair was trying to move, and I didn't like it, and I bumped into the microphone. And Bigelow with a little bit of left rear damage. That truck is pushed in just a tiny bit on that left rear corner, but it did not bend the spoiler. You can see that left rear corner pushed in when we get the drone out there. There's Greg Smith. So Mr. Smith tapping to the back. I believe he's going to be EOL. He claimed that caution. And we'll get ready to go green once again. All right, pace car is in. They're headed up that long backstretch down to turn 3. We get into the start zone right about here. And the green flag is out. Gidman chose the inside, and he launched as soon as he was in the zone. He'll cut that dog leg. We're going to look at Boyd and Combs again. We were looking at these two. When the caution came out, Combs is going to have a run on the high side. Gidman with a little slip there, middle of turn 2, and he is going to come right back to these two drivers. Boyd, a little free on the exit of turn 3, and he'll cut the dog leg again. It'll keep him side by side. This time it does not. Combs with a big run around the full dog leg, able to secure second for himself. Boyd is third. Mackey is fourth, but he's under attack already. Seth Wansing up here in the top 7. That's the 43 of Reed Rundle on the bottom, making tracks towards the front. The old man, he can still lick the jar. Even if he can't cuss the mustard, he can sure lick the jar. Had some bad luck the last third of the season over at Midwest Truck Series. But he had picked up a couple of wins and was on kind of a little bit of a heater. Here comes Wansing, 3 wide, getting down into turn number 2. And Mackey drove it in there and drove away from that. So now Rundle and Wansing are going to go door to door. Right in front of the rookie driver, the 26 of Grant Stephen. Single file in the top 7. Then it's a little bit of a gap back to Adam Vinny, who clears Scott King. That's 9th place. Then Greg Smith now, after his tap out, is all the way back to 10th. Brock Bigelow right behind him. Kamba. Then Everett a little ways back under fire from Jay Schaff. Be a battle for the 13th spot. Schaff will take the spot away. And Quincy Luster, Mike Moffitt, Kevin Spalding is a lap down. Actually, 2 laps down. I have no idea how he got 2 laps down. I know he went in the pits, but it shouldn't have cost him 2 laps. But it does look like they got that left front fender pulled all the way out. So we'll go back to the front and watch the top 3 nose to tail. There goes Seth Wansing on the high side around Reed Arundel. And now he's thinking about Mackey. What's he going to do to the 99 here? How's he going to work around him? And he's right at the top side. Stays in line and cuts it off at turn 2. He made that pass in turn 3 down here. Tightest corner on the racetrack, but it has the most banking in it as well. Good racing up front. This time, Boyd, the first truck to go run the high line, and he really does like to do that every track that he possibly can. He likes a free truck, likes to get it up top, rolling around the high side. Not very many trucks cutting the dog leg now. That is rougher than all get out down there on that apron, cutting that dog leg. Here comes Wansing looking on the inside. I thought he had a run. That truck got just a little loose on the exit of turn 2 back there. Now he's alongside Mackey. That'll be for 4th. There's trucks cutting the dog leg as Gidman cuts it, and so does Boyd. Wansing on the inside has to wait on the truck just a little. You can't get back to the throttle too soon. They're getting off the bottom. If you do, you're liable to break that right rear loose, and that's just bad news. As Rundle remembers how Wansing passed him, and he's trying to use the high side now. That outside line has a lot of momentum in it, and if you can get to right here, you really have a big advantage. You got to stay here, getting down to the next corner, and Wansing right on the nose of the 43 that time. Pass for the lead. Brandon Combs will lead his first laps in DSRL competition as he gets around Galen Gidman. And lap number 20 goes to the 228 truck. Go back here because now Wansing has cleared Rundle. And Vinny's starting to reel these guys in. Combs, Gidman, Boyd, the top 3. They're right there on the screen. We're going to be 22 laps in. About a quarter of the way. Mackey's still 4th. Wansing is 5th. Then it's Rundle and Vinny is closing a little bit. Lap times. Seth Wansing and Adam Vinny. Brandon Mackey. The 3 fastest trucks, all within 1/100th of a second of each other, too. And Garrett Boyd not letting these top 2 get very far away from him. Take a ride with this driver. This is Galen Gidman's in car as he watches the 228 truck out in front of him. Just kind of being patient, riding right there on the tailgate. Garrett Boyd has the same look, but you'll see he goes wide in turn 2. Got about a half second on Mackey. And he is trying real hard to keep tires on the truck. I think that's the whole point of him being up top. He's not losing any ground, but he's not gaining any. But I think he's taking it a little easier on his tires. You can see how fast his hands are working. A little bit of a cut down line this time, and he'll get a little run at Gidman. And then he'll hold off. He doesn't want to get to the inside here. Mackey, Wansing, Rundle, all very tight together. You can see how much his hands worked as he cut across that apron. And now Galen Gidman is going to move up into this line, put dirty air on the nose of the 21. These three have broken away by about 7/10 of a second over the next three, which is Mackey, Wansing, and Rundle. And Adam Vinny is not too far behind that, about 15, 18 truck lengths. The league provides these boys a setup. They do not have to use it. They can use any setup they choose. And going through and talking to a lot of the drivers pre-race, the vast majority of them are on the same setup, so it really kind of turned into a fixed setup race. And it was going to be about who could save tires the most. So we watched the battle for seconds start to heat up. That time, Gidman off the high side. Boyd took it down to the inside, and you got to wait so long for that truck. But Galen Gidman got a huge run out of turn 2, and he pulled alongside your leader. And it was only for a moment, and now he gets back in line. Swansing looking again on the inside, not going to get there on Mackey, but he was trying it. We're within about 6 to 8 laps of everybody having to pit here. Won't be surprised if we start seeing drivers pit, just because when you break it up, you're able to keep your tires a little bit different, get them through a heat cycle. There's a whale of a battle at the front right now because Boyd is just a little quicker in certain parts of the track than Gidman, and Gidman is a little quicker in certain parts than Boyd, and they just are really shaping up to be a great battle. As you watch him up that back stretch, Gidman is taking a peek. He just cannot get from about right here to the exit and have that momentum he needs to complete that pass. That time it might cost him because he got trapped a little bit and lost some momentum, and Boyd went to the high side, stayed on the high side. And now Gidman is going to cut the dog leg a little. Boyd will have momentum again. Can he get something done down here in turn 2? He may have it this time. He's going to have a big run on the exit. He's clear by half a truck. Now he's clear by a full truck. Gare Boyd taking over second. That let Brandon Mackey close up just a little bit on Galen Gidman right there, and he brought Swansing and Rundle with him, although he started to open up about a quarter second. Greg Smith. Adam Vinny. Has he been to pit road already? We missed Adam Vinny's pit stop on lap 32. He's already been in. I did not see what he did for tires. But he has been in and he is now out. He is a lap down. If I know Adam, he took left side tires. He'll take rights on his last pit stop. Now Gidman has got another run up the inside of Boyd. I just think that outside is a little too strong. Top 6 are starting to easily come back together. It's a creep here and a creep there. Truck length. Truck length this corner. Truck length on the backstretch. That time Boyd got real loose on the top of the dogleg turn, and he lost a lot of momentum, and now Gidman dives to the pits. So 94 truck into the pits. Now let's see how long these guys up front can stand to stay out. Mike Moffitt is on pit road as well. Quincy Luster making his way to his pit stall. Gidman making his way around. Moffitt's going to duck off out from in front of him. Now let's go down here. Who's going to come this time? Nobody in the top 3. Seth Wansing, Reed Rundle come together. There comes Tiny Dancer, Scott King back there in the 18. I think Grant Stephen is in as well. There he is. Here comes Garrett Boyd to pit road. Brandon Mackey's going to trail him in. Greg Smith going by. There goes Galen Gidman. He's already back on track. So we got to watch your leader. Is he going to duck to pit road this time? Everyone else has, and he will too. So lap number 39. So he will have at least one more stop. Stays to the right. That is a rule in the league. You must stay all the way to the right side of pit road, as far away from pit stalls as possible. And you can cut into your pit stall 2 before. Once you have 2 after you leave, you have to get all the way back out to the wall. Makes it very difficult here because this pit road is curved. And is a big, long, sweeping curve on pit road. There goes Brock Bigelow out in front of Combs. And Combs shoots it right in his box. Good job by that driver. Now, we know that Smith stopped on the first caution and got fuel. I don't know if he stopped on the second. I can look and see how many pit stops he's had. He has only had a 1. Jay Schaff also stopped on that. Now here comes Smith. Ducks it down in turn 3. And he gave up a lot of time getting on pit road right there. Jay Schaff also going to be in. That is going to put Combs back in the lead, and he is directly in front of Galen Gidman. Seth Wansing out third, but Wansing is about 1.1 seconds behind these guys and going to have to deal with the 85 truck of Luster as a lap truck. Rundle made it out 4th. Garrett Boyd 5th. Adam Vinny still 6th. He pitted long before everybody else. So Gidman now going around Combs, coming out of turn number 3, and new leader. Once again, it's a 94 back to the point. Jay Schaff still on pit road. Now rolling out. He gets past the end and he'll rejoin. And he is going to be 9th in the running order, right in front of Grant Stevens. But Gidman out to the point. Combs is 2nd. Wansing is 3rd. And Boyd has already reeled in Seth Wansing. Wansing may not have taken tires. He is just going to try to hang on, maintain speed, get himself to about lap 57 to 62, and probably pit again. Put his other set of tires or his 4 tires on, and then try to run everybody down late in this thing. He expects it to stay green. Track's starting to take some rubber, so it is going to tighten up just a little bit. Gidman, Combs, Boyd, Wansing, and Rundle, and those 2 are battling for 4th and 5th. And I think Reed Rundle is going to, well, I thought he was going to complete that pass right there, but off the top side. The 5 of Wansing holds him off, keeps 4th. Adam Vinny off sequence with these drivers. He pitted about 4 or 5 laps before. He's still 6th, and he got out in front of Mackey. Greg Smith is 8th after pit stops. Jay Schaff is 9th, and then Grant Stevens is in the 10th spot. Brock Bigelow, 11th. Scott King, Ryan Kamba, Quincy Luster, Mike Moffitt, Kevin Spaulding, Michael Everett. Michael Everett, 17th. 1 lap off. Luster, Moffitt, Spaulding, and Everett. The only trucks not on the lead lap at the moment. Gidman is starting to run away. He is out to a 1.3 second lead over Combs. And here comes Garrett Boyd. He is going to dispatch the lap truck of Quincy Luster. And now he is going to get right into attack mode and go after the 28 truck of Combs. When cutting the dog leg, got him side by side. Combs is not going to even argue about it. He lets him go. This is 1.5 seconds behind our leader. We go back 3/10, you'll find the 43 of Reed Rundle. And we go back about 2 seconds, and you find the 5 truck of Seth Wansing, and then you'll find the 64 of Adam Vinny, a full 5.6 seconds off of our leader. Mackey's about 0.8 of a second behind him. Go further back, another 2.5 seconds, you'll find the 6 of Smith, and then Schaff and Stevens are side by side now. This is 9th and 10th. Caution! Quincy Luster in the 85. That was up in by the leaders. Oh, and he just pancakes it and lost it coming off that corner. Now, we'll see how much damage he has. He cannot get it unhung from the wall here. He's having trouble. And it's a toe. That'll be a toe. So we've got some things kind of goofy in here. Mike Moffat's going to be your lucky dog. That is going to change pit strategy just a bit. It's actually going to help Adam Vinny out, I think. Yeah, a lot of guys in the pits right now. Gidman is the first of them. Still got about 42 laps to go. You can't make it from here. Boyd ducks into his pit stall. Gidman, first stall on pit road. He ducks right in. Let's see. He gets right sides. I think he took left side tires the first one. There goes Boyd. And Boyd will pick up the lead. Gidman's going to come out second. Greg Smith is going to come out third. Vinny and Mackey. And there goes Adam Vinny rolling off. He lost a lot of spots in on pit road. But Combs stayed out. Rundle stayed out. Steven stayed out. King, Kamba stayed out. The first truck's coming off pit road is 6th place Garrett Boyd, who got out in front of Gidman. And I thought Moffitt was going to be the lucky dog, but it looks like Michael Everett got the lucky dog. Not sure how that happened. Quincy Lester in the 85 truck, and that might be terminal for him. Let's see if we can find out. Quincy Lester, Roger Wagner in the DSSN booth. You got a copy?
I sure do. What's going on?
All right. Tell us what happened, buddy. We saw what looked like it could be terminal for you.
Yeah, it was not good. I was moving and I came out of that turn and I just lost the back end. I tried to slow down, regain control, but the wall was calling my name. So there's nothing I could have done in that.
Yeah, it looked like you got kind of hung up on it. Tough break. Your first night in the series. What do you think about the way these guys do things around here?
Oh, I love it. It's a great series.
All right, man.
One of the best ones I've ever been a part of.
We'll let you go and have a confab with your team and see what's going on, and we'll look forward to seeing you back next week.
Yep, thank you.
Quincy Lester, the 85 truck. We saw him in the caution a little bit ago.
Green flag, green flag.
There we go. Got him back where he goes. Green flag coming back out. Combs going to get a good restart. Rundle going to grab second. And the rookie, Steven, up to third. It is going to be a scramble here for fourth, fifth. Boyd got around the high side clean, and he is going to put himself fourth. Got some tires on that truck on that last stop. So did Gidman. Gidman is trying to work around the 18, and he's really trying to go on the bottom. And he'll cut the dog leg, and that might be enough to get him to where he wants to be down here in turn 2. And it is. Vinny is going to split between trucks. He's got Wansing up top. By the way, hello, Mark. Thanks for being in the chat, buddy. And he'll get around him. So, Vinny to 6th, Wansing to 7th. Bigelow is 8th, King 9th, and Smith 10th right now. We're going towards the front here because your top 3 gathered together with Reed Rundle now at the point as he takes over the lead. Father Time licking the jar all the way to the bottom right now. Clear by a little bit. Boyd going to try to hold off Gidman and Vinny. And I'm pretty sure that Vinny had fresh tires. He had a full set down in there, and he is going to go utilize them. Gidman through the middle, Vinny through the bottom. Vinny gets around Grant Stephen. And now he's alongside Combs. 3 wide behind this. Gidman was in the middle. Oh, Wansing got into Stephen.
Caution is out.
And I think all of the 3 wide, he backed off, and Wansing was just so far into the corner already. And there wasn't anything to be done. So that'll slow us up. We just had a caution a few laps ago for the 85 truck, and so that'll change a few things. Jay Schaff stays out. He'll inherit the lead. Vinny got past Gidman coming out of pit road, and he'll have second. Gidman to third. Combs to fourth. Mackey, Bigelow, Rundle, Smith, and then Boyd. And we're in the window now. Yeah, we are right in the window now. Everybody can make it from here. They will not need fuel. Tires? Well, everybody's probably going to want some tires. You may not be able to get them. There comes Grant Stephen rolling his damaged Ford F-150 off pit road. Seth Wansing is in. Let's take a look and see. Ooh, she's bent up a little. She's narrow on the front, that's for sure. And he'll roll out and stay ahead of the pace car. So he'll stay on the lead lap. He's at the back. He's got a pretty heavily damaged truck. Probably not going to be the finish that he wants out of this thing. Mike Moffitt got back onto the lead lap. Well, maybe he did not. I don't know how he didn't, but he's the last truck to get back on the lead lap. We're doubled up with Jay Schaff starting us off here. Adam Vinny is right there. Vinny will jump on him like a rat on a Cheeto. Schaff is going to have an A game right here. He will not be employee of the month in the month of June, I don't think. Not after that display, Mark. All right, here we go. Into the start zone. Schaff and Vinny on the front row. Jay Schaff got a pretty good start. Galen Gidman going to cut that dog leg. He wants to put some pressure on the 64. And the 3 if he can do it. And he got to the inside of the 3. 3 will move up the hill in front of the 64. And Gidman will go back in front of Vinny, but not to the point as Schaff has a great run down the backstretch and sails it off into turn 3. This time Gidman got the spot. Vinny now to the inside of Schaff. That's Brock Bigelow right back here in the 4th spot. There's Mackey back into 5th. He's getting around both Rundle and Combs. And I tell you what, Jay Shaft didn't make it easy for Adam Vinny at all. Took him a whole lap to pass him. Mackey's pretty good about saving a set of tires. This time he's going to drift it out a little too far, and I think Rundle is going to have a good run. They'll be door to door getting into turn 3 here. Rundle's got a little fresher skins under the 43. Garrett Boyd will go by. Combs back there. Gidman out front, quarter second on Vinny. Shaft hanging on in third, and now Brock Bigelow goes to the high side of Reed Rundle. 27 truck found some momentum. Rundle drove it in. It slipped up the hill. He had to check the brakes a little bit, and that is going to allow the 27 truck to have a big run around the dog leg. And now Bigelow up the backstretch. Oh, if he doesn't drag the fence, I think he clears Rundle completely. He does anyway. I think Rundle saw that truck jiggle, thought he was getting loose. Top 3 single file, 4th and 5th side by side. They're right in front of Mackey. Oh, little contact there, 43 and 27. That'll get Rundle up to 4th, and now Bigelow 5th. Here comes Boyd. He's working on Mackey. Cut that dog leg super short. And he's able to get in front of Brandon Mackey right there, right behind Brock Bigelow. Let's go to the front. Because Vinny now starting to put pressure on the bumper of the 94, and he drives it deep into the corner. Gidman trying to fend him off on the high side. He is going to get right down on the door. I don't think he's going to be able to get the throttle down, and Vinny's able to get it down and get in front. And here comes Jay Shaft. Little slip out of the 94 truck. So now Gidman side by side with Shaft. Rundle's right behind that. Bigelow is trying to reel these guys back in. And I can see the 21 truck of Garrett Boyd back to the top side of the racetrack. And he closed on Bigelow so quickly up that backstretch. Rundle is going to go high side on Shaft, and he takes the spot away pretty easily. So Rundle is now third. Mackey's still in the 7th spot. Camba is up to 8th. Ryan Camba having a good top 10 run tonight. Greg Smith is 9th. Seth Wansing with that damaged truck is recovering. You can see Seth Wansing trailing behind. And now peeking to the inside. Trying to salvage every point he can. Rundle started to work on Gidman. He wasn't able to make the inside the place to make the pass. We're going to be inside 20 laps to go here. Bigelow has now reached the back bumper of the 3 of Jay Shaft. And Garrett Boyd has reached both back bumpers, and he has had a head of steam. He had to do something with it and couldn't make anything happen right there. 2 wide in front of this again, Gidman and Rundle. Gidman's going to have the better of it. Oh, little contact out of the 21 to the left rear corner of the 27. Boyd's got a fast truck. He is just trying to make something happen here, and he wants to use the 3 as a pick to keep the 27 behind, and is just too far away this time, and Bigelow will go right back by him. Half a second, 0.6 of a second between first and second. Oh, big smack into the fence from the 43 truck. Reed Rundle right there. I don't know if it did much. He hit it pretty square. I do not see a lot of damage on that truck. I do see Brock Bigelow getting closer and closer to Jay Schaff, though. It's going to be 15 to go this time by. Bigelow went to the high side. He just doesn't have enough of a run. Now he'll dive it into turn 3. Schaff's got the high side. It's just enough momentum to keep him up there. This time Bigelow's going to have to cut the dog leg. And for whatever reason, that really looks like it slowed that 27 truck down going across there. Get back up here because the gap is closing just a tiny bit on the leader. They've cut off 1/10 of a second. Rundle and Gidman. And they're just nose trailing each other. It's coming down. It's down to 0.4 of a second now. Gidman to the high side. It's 3.5 between first and second. And Rundle just a tick behind that. Schaff and Bigelow are trying to close up here. They're bringing Garrett Boyd with them. Brandon Mackey in 7th is part of this group as well. Wansing is now 9th behind Kamba. And then Greg Smith in the 10th spot at the moment. Gidman to the rear bumper, but he wasn't able to do anything with the 64. A little drive off turn 3. He'll get to the inside, getting into turn number 2. And Vinny will use that high side to try to fend off the advances of the 94, and he'll get by with it this time. Rundle is going to try to go high side while the battle's going on. Gidman across the dog leg, and he'll get right alongside door to door. And now he is just in front of, and he'll park that big spoiler in front of the nose of the 64. And the 94 will go back to the point. Inside 10 to go. Now Rundle is going to work on the 64. Teammate on teammate action. And Reed Rundle will take over the 2nd spot. Garrett Boyd is still working on Brock Bigelow, and Bigelow is trying to reel in Jay Schaff. last-ditch effort to try to get to Vinny and maybe get that 27 truck on the podium. 64 starting to fade just a little bit. Gidman on the long run seems to have enough truck. Clean air helps a lot. But I think the 43's got some tires that are just a couple of laps fresher. Seven to go this time. It is about 5 truck lengths from first to second. And then it is a wad from third to fourth to fifth to sixth. And all the way back to seventh and Mackey. Schaff is trying to get Vinny. Bigelow's trying to get them both. Boyd is trying to get everybody in front of him. Schaff just rolled it in a little strong and it creeped up the hill. This might be what Bigelow needs to get side by side, but he didn't get there. Now Garrett Boyd way out wide. Can he get a big run and close in on this and do some kind of crossover? Yeah, he can. He is going to be right alongside the 27 of Bigelow. Down into the corner, into turn number 3. Wave lap this time, 5 to go. Boyd across the apron. Cannot get to Jay Schaff. Schaff cannot get to Vinny. Four to go for Gidman this time when he comes out of 3, and that time a big roll into the corner for Reed Rundle. Did not make up any ground, though. We're going to go back here. We're going to watch this battle. And it's starting to get spread out again. Schaff is not gaining anything on Vinny. Lap traffic could be a factor before we get done. Three to go for your leaders. And they are clear by 1.2 seconds over Adam Vinny, who is fighting to hang on to that third spot. Schaff now under fire from Boyd. Boyd has the bottom, and I think Jay Schaff just has enough momentum. Boyd can't get the throttle down without the truck getting loose right there. We're going to go back to the front. It's going to be 2 to go this time. Michael Everett in the 8 truck. Could play a factor in this before the end. It's now almost a half second as Gidman starting to ease away from Rundle. Coming out of turn 3, the white flag being shown to the 94 truck. Next flag will end this thing, doesn't matter where it comes from. We'll watch the 2 leaders. Under 0.4 of a second. Into turn 3 for the final time, and Gidman is going to go to victory lane here at Phoenix. The Kings of Roadhouse Truck Series, Reed Rundle second. Adam Vinny will hang on for third. Boyd got around Schaff, and then Bigelow, Mackey, Campbell all got around him as well. Boyd and Bigelow 4 and 5. Campbell 6, Campbell 7. Schaff 8, Wansing, Smith, Combs, King, Spalding, Stephen, Everett, Moffitt, and Luster rounding out the field. All right, let's see if we can get down here No, that's not a good angle. That's not a good angle. That's a really bad angle. There we go. There's a good angle. Now we'll start finding our drivers. And we'll start moving them around. And let's get the driver that was the points leader coming in. He's going to drive from the back to a third place finish tonight. Adam Vinny, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you. What's happening, bud?
Well, had to take it to the back. You drove it all the way to the front. It just looked like the tires gave up about the last 12 or 15 laps there.
Yeah, we got into an incident earlier, threw some damage on the nose of this thing, so it was just pushing like a snow plow, so it ate up some tires a bit, and I had to work on a different strategy. But yeah, I can't wait to see the temperatures and what I got left, because I left all the tire out there.
Well, you can't take them home with you. I just want to let you in on that. But all in all, man, not a bad night. It looked like this track was really racy, and we kind of expected to come in here and have, slipping and sliding and all kinds of stuff. It looked like you guys were all able to pretty much control where you wanted to put the truck, and it would, for the most part, go wherever anybody wanted it to.
Yeah, for the most part. It seemed the truck was a bit loose. But, yeah, I mean, super racy, a lot of fun racing around these guys. But, yeah, it was a little slippery out there.
It looked like you were doing everything you could to hold off that group that was behind you once you fell to third, and then finally got it to get smooth and get some rhythm and get away from it at the very end.
Yeah, I didn't have anybody really right up on my rear end. Gidman ended up getting back up to me as my tire wear was going down, and he's obviously saved a little more than what I did. But yeah, he put the nose right up on my rear bumper, and it definitely was not making my tires any happier than they already weren't. So yeah, luckily I had some spacing to where I could try and cool them off a little bit and stay a little more smooth.
All right, man. Awesome run tonight. Give me some shout-outs, some thank yous, and we'll let you go celebrate as soon as we release your teammate.
Yeah, man, that's surprising, right?
Well, I said it during the broadcast. The old man licked the jar pretty deep tonight, even if you can't cut the mustard.
Yeah, no, hats off to you guys at the Dirt Racing Network. King's Roadhouse, Midwest Barbecue Equipment, Fitz's Automotive Services, Edmund Trophy Awards, Scotty King Designs. Just all you guys, all the admins, everybody that comes in week out, and everybody who tunes in out there that shows love and support for what we do. Beard Wisconsin, Next Level Litigation Support, what's happening in Beef O'Brady's. I know all you are watching out there, and Secure Lift. Yeah, just everybody, appreciate it. Thank you very much.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
Thanks, Roger.
Adam Vinny finishing in third tonight, and now let's move on to the old man of the bunch, but he licked the jar pretty deep tonight. He's going to come home second. Reed Rundle, pretty fair outcome this evening.
Yeah, we'll take it. Definitely. Good, strong run. Didn't make any stupid mistakes tonight, so, that was the first step.
Well, I noticed that there wasn't any 40-second holds on pit road, so that was a plus. And then I also noticed that the truck really came home pretty much unscathed.
Yeah, a couple light rubs of the wall or light slaps of the wall, late trying to put a little bit down. But overall, yeah, kept it clean and kept the nose clean and had a good run. So very happy about that.
Well, you got clear of Adam there with about 12 to go. I thought maybe you had a little bit more tires left in the 94. It just did not look like it materialized.
No, and and we were just discussing it. I could get to his bumper. I just couldn't get enough under him to try to get a run. And then it seemed like, just typical of this track too. If you don't hit it right and you get a little loose off, you lose that momentum. And that happened several times too. Just trying to get there. It's getting to him is one thing, passing him is another. And I'm not going to use the bumper. So we'll keep it clean. We came home second. I'll take it.
Well, it looked like the whole track was available to everybody all night long. You guys could go high, you could go through the middle, you could get on the bottom. couple of guys look like maybe they had just a little bit of trouble getting off the bottom of a couple of the corners. What were you finding out there?
I tend to especially in the 1 and 2 here, I try to hold that bottom. I noticed a few of the guys were going high. That's where you got to just be real gentle coming off on the throttle, because you start to get it loose. And as we saw a couple times, guys just looped it there, by themselves. But overall, I kind of felt it was racy all over, high, low, and everything. Like you said, I would agree with that.
All right, man, give me some shout outs, some thank yous. We'll let you get out of here.
Absolutely. Thanks to the league sponsors, King's Roadhouse, Midwest Barbecue, Fitz Automotive Services, Edmund Trophy and Awards, Scott King Designs, obviously DSRL, you guys over at the Dirt Racing Network for putting these shows on. Always a great show. Enjoy watching that stuff. The admin team, Larry Moody, Scott King, Garrett Boyd, you for all making this happen. And then, of course, the truck. We've still got Beard Wisconsin. We do have Secure Lift on here this year, Digital Race Engineer, 5-Star Bodies. I could keep going, but I don't want to take up too much of your time.
And still no pizza. All right, man. Congrats on the second place run.
That was coming. Have a good night, man.
All right. Talk to you later, Reed. Reed Arundel, everybody finishes second. And now let's move on to the guy that said he had a good truck at the beginning of the night in practice. He didn't know exactly where he was going to go, but he qualified on the pole. We talked to him after that. He has to do it late in the race, as we got to watch. Get that pass done with about 15 to go, Gidman, and really no challenges after that.
Yeah, Reed was really good, and it was nice to, as I was trying to run down Adam, I don't know if it was making my truck better or if it was just getting in his head, but I was alternating bottom and top, and to be able to run the top, I had to let Reed run it in on the bottom, and just to be able to race him and know that he's a good, clean racer, and that wasn't going to be an issue was a big benefit. But yeah, it was a pretty good truck tonight. Like, I still don't. It's hard. These are so low horsepower it just feels like you're lugging all the time, and I don't know. In my mind, it just kept feeling like it wasn't doing what I wanted to do fast enough. But it was past another truck, so I guess it was good enough. Yeah, man, fun race though.
Well, it was the first one to get to the checkered flag, so it must have been doing something right.
Or the driver is just crazy talented. One or the other.
I think the truck was probably about as perfect as it could get. Just saying.
You know what? I'm gonna say it was a pretty good truck. I know the guy that built the setup, so.
Well, it didn't matter. It looked like you were actually able to really kind of go anywhere, but getting off the bottom, like you said, you really wanted those guys to get in underneath if they were going to get there, so that you could use that momentum. Why was it so difficult to get off the bottom of all these corners?
I really didn't have. There wasn't a whole lot. I guess there's a lot of speed in turns 3 and 4, kind of hooking the line. So I wasn't finding a whole lot of speed, doing anything other than that. I think in 3 and 4, man, a little bit depending on your run. Like the second run when I had left sides, I didn't loosen it up enough, and I came out really tight. And in that run, I was able to save myself by running super high, making a longer, lazier turn that didn't require as much wheel, and getting the big straight drive off. So you could really kind of like pick your lane to work with what your truck needed. Last run, my balance was pretty good, and I could kind of go either way. But if you did have a little issue, the lines in turns 1 and 2 really helped you kind of mitigate that.
Well, an awesome job tonight, man. You're going to come in and pick up the win. We know we didn't see you last week because of technical difficulties, but it's getting to be a thing watching you and Vinny go at it at the end of the night.
Yeah, we raced pretty hard, so it was just thankful as they will come out on top.
All right, man. Shout outs and thank yous before I let you go.
Yeah, man. King's Roadhouse, Midwest Barbecue Equipment, Fitz Automotive Services, Edmund Trophy and Awards, Scott King Design, Digital Sim Sports Network, Dirt Racing Network. Everything you guys got going on here, Larry, Mike, Scott, yourself, Garrett, everybody that pitches in to make this happen. And last thing I'll say is just still have the Bush family on my mind. They're in my prayers, and I hope everyone else is too. All
right, man. Congrats on the win. Thanks for the sentiment, and I will see you tomorrow night over in New Hampshire.
See you there.
Galen Gidman. picking up the win here tonight. When he shows up, he shows out. He had technical difficulties last week that kept him from being able to race. The power supply on his wheel died, and he did not have a backup at that time. So he I think it was actually week before last that he had that problem. So we haven't seen him for a couple weeks. But it's getting to be a regular thing, seeing him and Adam Vinny at the end of these things getting at one another. So I can't wait for that rivalry to grow just a little bit and see how that works out. Awesome race for these guys tonight. A lot of them will turn around, get into the O'Reilly cars tomorrow night for New Hampshire. Make sure that you come and join us and watch that because it'll be more of the same. And those guys, we'll see about a half a dozen or more drivers that you don't see running the truck series that come over there, 6 to 8, and they will partake of the B car stuff. So make sure you tune in for that. I want to thank you guys for being here. Without you, there is no reason for us to do this, and without all the awesome leagues giving us great racing on a weekly and nightly basis, there is nothing for us to cover. So a high five and a pat on the back to everybody that's involved in giving us all that. Till we see you again, keep the rough side facing down. Peace and love to